Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. President Donald Trump has convened the first meeting of the Board of Peace in Washington, bringing together representatives from more than 24 countries to focus on Gaza's reconstruction and a proposed international stabilization force. Calling it the most consequential panel ever formed, Trump said members have pledged $5 billion toward rebuilding the territory, far short of the estimated $70 billion needed. Some US allies, including Germany, the United Kingdom and Italy, have attended as observers, while several European nations have stayed out. President Trump also used the occasion to once again praise Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif, as well as Field Marshal Asim Munir, who he described as a great general and a good, tough and serious fighter. Referring to the 4-day conflict between Pakistan and India in May 2025, Trump said he intervened directly, warning both sides that trade deals and even a 200% tariff were at risk if fighting continued. He said the pressure helped secure a ceasefire within days, adding that many planes were shot down before tensions eased. President Donald Trump has reportedly been told that a military strike on Iran could happen as soon as Saturday. According to leading news media outlets, the White House is weighing the political and military consequences, while the Pentagon repositions personnel in the Middle East as a precaution. As per reports, US Air Force aircraft are parked at Vasilevsky Airport in Sofia, though Bulgaria's defense ministry says the deployment supports NATO enhanced vigilance training and aircraft servicing. Back in DC, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said diplomacy remains the preferred path with Iran, despite what she called many arguments for a strike. Meanwhile, Iran says it is on full alert, even as indirect talks in Geneva continue. On the other hand, Russia and Iran have conducted joint naval exercises in the Sea of Oman and the northern Indian Ocean. Iranian officials said the drills aimed to promote maritime security and sustainable cooperation. The Kremlin said tensions around Iran were escalating and urged all sides to show restraint, despite Moscow's strategic partnership with Tehran. Russia and the United States have reportedly agreed to establish a bilateral economic working group alongside ongoing military-political negotiations in Geneva. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov told a foreign media outlet that the group would explore what mutually beneficial cooperation means under the Trump administration and discuss economic issues where national interests align. The Bureau of the United Nations Committee on the Exercise of the Inalienable Rights of the Palestinian People condemned Israel's approval of new land registration procedures in the occupied West Bank, calling the move a serious escalation that violates international law and UN resolutions. Israel's cabinet has authorized registering West Bank land as state property for the first time since 1967, a step officials say will clarify ownership rights. Palestinian officials warn the measure could entrench Israeli control over Area C and further undermine prospects for a two-state solution. Pakistan has emphasised that it can contribute troops to Gaza strictly for peacekeeping purposes, not to disarm Hamas, describing this as a clear red line. The statement came during the weekly media briefing by the Foreign Office spokesperson. He also made it clear that Israel's presence or absence in the newly formed Peace Board does not concern Islamabad, as Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif attends its inaugural session in Washington at the invitation of US President Donald Trump. US President Donald Trump slams British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, calling the 99-year lease of the Diego Garcia Air Base in the Chagos Islands a big mistake. Trump argued the base could be vital for future military operations, including potential threats from Iran. The 2025 agreement transfers sovereignty of the islands to Mauritius while retaining UK control over Diego Garcia. Britain says the deal ensures long-term security for the base and its allies. The United States plans to largely withdraw its remaining approximately 1,000 troops from Syria over the next few months, a White House official told the BBC. The move comes as the Syrian government assumes a larger role in combating terrorism, making a heavy US presence no longer required. The withdrawal coincides with a major US military buildup in the Middle East near Iran, including deployments of the USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carriers. Officials say the US remains ready to respond to regional threats as needed. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the younger brother of King Charles III, has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office over his links to late US financier Jeffrey Epstein. The arrest marks the first time the former prince has been detained amid long-standing controversy surrounding his association with Epstein. Newspapers earlier reported that 6 unmarked police cars and around 8 plainclothes officers arrived at Wood Farm on the Sandringham estate in eastern England. Vehicles believed to be unmarked police cars were seen at Sandringham in Norfolk, where Andrew has been living since leaving his home in Windsor. A South Korean court has sentenced former President Yoon Suk-yeol to life in prison after finding him guilty of masterminding an insurrection stemming from his December 2024 attempt to impose martial law. Prosecutors had sought the death penalty in the case, closely watched in a deeply divided country. It is the most consequential yet for the ousted leader, whose bid triggered a national political crisis and tested democratic resilience. Bill Gates pulls out of India's AI Impact Summit hours before his keynote, citing a desire to keep focus on the event's priorities. His absence followed NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang's cancellation and comes amid scrutiny over Gates' past meetings with Jeffrey Epstein. The summit, billed as the first major AI forum in the Global South, has faced criticism for poor planning, traffic snarls, and a robot exhibit blunder. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, French President Emmanuel Macron, and tech leaders, including Sundar Pichai and Sam Altman, are still scheduled to speak. Canada has updated its express entry immigration system to prioritize skilled workers in research, healthcare, aviation, and certain military roles. The new categories include doctors, nurses, pilots, senior managers, transport sector workers, and foreign military recruits. The changes, announced Wednesday, aim to fill labor shortages in critical sectors while reducing dependence on the US, aligning with Prime Minister Mark Carney's broader defense and workforce strategy. Immigration Minister Lena Metleg-Diab said the updates will attract talent that can contribute from day one. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.